Hello everybody. It's kind of rainy today, but it's not raining at the moment, so I'm out here seeing how the sunchokes are doing. It's been here an awfully long time. So I destalked it because I left the stalks on, like this one. This one has nothing left in it because the side busted and the critters ate it, so don't expect anything out of that. But let's see what's in this bucket. Alright, this bucket's being difficult to empty out, but I shook a little bit. So we got a couple come out. Nope, that got eaten too. So something got in here anyway and is eating the tubers, which makes sense. They can jump pretty good. Oh, yeah. So I had one. Oh, we're getting some mold going on. I think it's been in here too long. But each bucket had one tuber because that's all I was able to salvage from the last season. But it looks like you only need one tuber to get a pretty good return on these very troublesome fruit crops. And these are nice size. And I really didn't do much. Ooh, look at that clump. I really pretty much left these alone. I mean, if it was a drought situation, then I would have watered them for sure. But other than whatever minor soil, wow, this is awesome. Wow, look at what I've been missing out on. And they've been starting to reroot because it's really been in here a lot longer than I think is typical. I think you would harvest this like maybe January, February. But look at that, nice clumpy. And it definitely pays to put it in this bucket because I have way more than I would have lost way more if it was in the ground. This is amazing. Ooh, look at that one. Like, this is what I wish potatoes were like, but potatoes are so temperamental. Wow, way more than I expected. Holy cow. Now I don't know. We're never gonna get through all this. I think I've heard people ferment these, and that might help with the gassiness. But I don't know. Might be something I'll have to try because I have so much of it. Oh, this is fantastic. It's like all the way at the bottom. And they're big. Nice. And all I do with these is roast them in some oil and salt. They are delicious. Okay, I was finally able to tip it over and it's all the way at the bottom. And these are definitely starting to root a little bit, send out shoots for the next season. The ones at the bottom are squished and flatter. But holy moly, this was from one little itty bitty, holy crap, one itty bitty little tuber that I had rescued. I'll link the video from last season to catch you up. But wow, this is amazing. I wish more plants were so productive for me. This is what my sweet potatoes tend to look like, little slivers of plants. They don't get a long enough season. So I wonder if these little tiny slivers will give you a full harvest, or do you need a bulby kind? Well, either way, it's going back into the soil, so it'll feed its brethren. Some greenery shooting out of that one, so that one's already on its way to regrowing. I think I'm gonna try to dust this off as best as possible, and then and weigh it, because I have never had so many. Be interesting. See how many pounds that is. Alright, I think I emptied out the whole bucket, and I have another bucket. I don't think I'm gonna get through this one quick enough. I don't know what's gonna happen to that bucket. I'm gonna really have to do some research here. But let me clean this up a little bit more and then give you the weightage. So sunchokes, as I will call them, versus Jerusalem artichoke, which a lot of people seem to have an issue with, or actually native to North America, but in a case of reverse colonialism maybe, it got taken to Europe and became popular there, but lost its popularity here in the States, or in North America. This is all off of Wikipedia, so take that for what it's worth. So sunchokes is the name they came up with because of its relation with the sunflower. So there's the sun for you. And then the artichoke part is because the tubers do taste like your typical artichokes. It's really good. Well, if you like artichokes, you'll like this. It's a nice nutty flavor. Apparently you can eat it raw or pickled, which I mentioned. Now the Jerusalem part of the name is said to be that when the new settlers came over, they wanted to call, the new land New Jerusalem. So when they found this plant, they decided to call it Jerusalem artichokes for some reason. So that's supposedly where the name might have come from. Sunchokes is believed to be somewhat invasive. It readily propagates via the rhizomes. That's why it's a good idea to keep it in containers. But even in the ground, luckily I don't have that problem. I'll hit this with a scrub brush when I get inside, but I definitely wanted to get excess soil out of it so it's not clogging up the internal plumbing. My problem is the voles that like to chew it up. It does grow very quickly, and it does cast quite a bit of shade, so it will keep other plants around it at bay. So you want to make sure you plant it where you're not growing anything else that's important to you. And you definitely want to dry these up if you're not using them right away. Make sure they're well ventilated, or they will get moldy on you like everything else. Alright, let that drip dry for a minute, and then I'll see you in the kitchen. Well, spring has sprung. Let me get a picture of these before the dog gets to them. The crocus is up. Those purple ones, I believe, are wild. They come up every year. But these yellow ones I planted, and they are up. They're so cute. There's quite a few of them. They've been smashed by the this wire mesh, because the dog keeps digging up this space. But now I've freed them. And let's see how long it takes before the dog digs up this area. My crocus, my saffron crocuses are also up. Those are the ones with the taller leaves, because this area was protected, whereas the 30 or 40 or so, 30 maybe, that I planted over here, I don't blame the dog for this. I think this is voles or maybe rabbits, but they keep getting topped by something, so they're not getting to grow to their potential. But there is quite a few of them, so hopefully if they get left alone long enough, they will eventually give me saffron yumminess. Oh, the wind's picked up. Okay, it's already on. I gotta tear it. Well, change it to pounds. How's that? Pounds, okay. And then I'm gonna tear 9.9 ounces on this container. Tear, okay, there we go. Look how big. Oh, there's still some dirt in there. We'll just take an ounce or so consideration. So usually when you get them at the supermarket, like this would be the biggest thing you get. You would never get, they would break all this up, well, as best they could, into small pieces. And then there are these long ones that are already starting to grow. I'm not sure about those, but I'll eat them anyway, right? Look how beautiful. Some nice, really chunky pieces. Alright, any guesses? I thought it was going to be about 3 pounds. So I'm not very good at, because I didn't want to say 5 pounds because that would have been too much, but dun 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 dun! 5 pounds! 5.6 ounces. That's really awesome. Let's see, let's do it in grams for people who like to read grams. 2,427 grams. 2.42 kilograms. That's so cool. 5 pounds in a bucket, a 5-gallon bucket. And I have another bucket that is pretty intact, I think, so it should yield close to similar. So now off to research how we're gonna eat all this other than roasting. All right, thanks for watching. So we'll harvest more. Bye.